What's going on, everyone? This is Elias with the No Sabo podcast, and I'm here with my crew today.
Oh,
you go first.
Adrian.
And then this is John Garcia.
Damn, we got to work on that, huh?
Back to you, Elias.
There you Damn, what is this news?
wrong
channel, bro. Wrong channel.
Segment.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. So we're back today, another week, beginning of March, 1st of March. Dude, I don't know how I feel about this year so far. It's been like, I felt like February was eternal.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys felt that.
Yeah.
But January went by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And I already feel like March is almost done.
Damn,
Bro.
it's March 3rd.
Yeah, it's barely the third day.
I don't know, man. February for me was just fucking long as shit. And I don't know if it was a good long or a bad long. I don't even know what feelings I have for February. It's just like, it's one of those like heavy months, you know?
Yeah.
And but man, March, I already feel like it's over.
Which is weird because February is like the shortest month.
You know what's going on? It's the fucking weather, bro.
You think?
I almost guarantee it. Like, I was telling Alex yesterday, I'm like, dude, it's March. March shouldn't be like this. And he's like, shouldn't it be like this? I'm like, I don't remember. I don't remember what March should look like, to be honest. So, actually, I moved in my house exactly almost 2 years ago. Well, I moved on March 1st, so that was on Saturday. What's March 3rd today?
Yeah.
Sunday. So, yeah, moved in. So 2 years ago, around this time, we had one of the craziest snow blizzards that we've had in a long time. So that's what March was in 2 years ago.
It's a dry year this year, man. As a soccer coach, I'm excited because we get to practice earlier. The time changes on Sunday, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah.
What does that look like?
It's going to spring forward, I think, so we get more daylight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It gets dark at what, like at 6 right now?
Yeah, so it'll get dark around 7, then it'll just start getting later and later, which I love, man. Summer nights.
Summer nights.
I thought they were going to stop changing the time.
When the sun goes down.
I thought they were all
ready to
talking about
party.
it.
I don't know how I feel about changing the time. Like, change the time to what time? To the time that they're going to change it to right now, or keep the time where it is right now? Because right now sucks if they kept that time.
I think they're going to move it. Well, I mean, I guess I don't really know. Like, for me, like once the time changes on Sunday, time. I wish it would just stay like that forever.
Forever. Because in Guatemala, it's like it is right now.
Yeah.
And by 5:30, it's dark.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that sucks because half of your day is in the dark and half of it is not dark. So I remember when I used to work my 9 to 5, that was the most depressing time because you go in, we would go in at 7, so it was, I don't know, you'd wake up like at 6, and then it was dark, and then when you got out, it was 5:30, so it was dark.
Yeah.
And so like the whole winter like that is rough. Now it's just dark all the time for me because I'm in the basement, but it's nice to not have to work in the dark basically all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I remember that. I used to go in early when it was dark and get out when it was dark, and that's depressing shit, man.
Yeah.
But you got to navigate through that because the winter blues are real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, I feel like I don't know how people do it that only work for home.
Yeah.
I feel like I could lock myself in there for weeks and not realize how much time has passed.
Yeah.
That would be depressing too. When I got my tonsils ripped out last year, dude, that shit was fucking rough. Like not going out and just being at home and just not being able to do anything, eat. I started what do they call it?
P90X.
No, actually,
Sorry,
funny about P90X. I had Insanity back then. I don't know if you remember.
Hell yeah.
With Coach T.
Yep. I remember Insanity.
Yeah, so I did Insanity when I was like, my mom bought it at a yard sale. So keep that in mind. I wanted it for the longest time.
Yeah.
My mom found the full collection in the CDs at a yard sale. And so I don't even know how much it was, but I remember it was not cheap because they throw the infomercial. But P90X back then was like, it's like an intense workout in 90 days. And it was like an hour and a half long workout or something like that. And I had a friend, we were in middle school. This was like 8th grade, I want to say 7th grade. But his parents were loaded, so they bought P90X, and the kid was jacked, bro.
Yeah.
But you needed weights for that and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, I wish I would have had Insanity. So this was 8th and 9th. And my mom bought Insanity, and I would do the workouts. I got through the longest. It was hard.
Yeah.
But the longest I went consistently was through the first month because it's a 2-month program and it's only like a 45-minute workout. It's not that crazy. But bro, like that shit was crazy. I wish I would have stuck with it. I would have been yoked.
It's not crazy. It's insanity, bro. Yeah.
I remember the thing that like I loved about it was like the stretching part. Like he was like Coach T was huge on stretching. So he did like stretching in the beginning and stretching at the end, and that's what killed you, bro. Like you would sweat more at the stretches than it was actual the workout. And but obviously I wasn't doing it at full potential because I couldn't do a push-up back then. I mean, I still can, but it was awesome. And but I'm doing the thing that you were doing, the intermediate fasting. Yeah, you like 8 and 16, and it works out pretty decent. Because I mean, you can kind of eat what you want, but not that much. But like in between,
you're capping.
Why?
I've gained more weight working with him than I did before working with him.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
And you go to the gym every day.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
and I go to the gym.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Now I'm doing a 5-2 where 5 days of the week I try to eat good, and then 2 days I just don't eat at all.
Yeah. 2 days. What? Like, okay. So I think for me the hardest part is the timing. Yeah. Like, because since Saturday is when I started. And it's just timing the meals right because we're used to eating sometimes at 10:30 at night. Yeah. And so that doesn't work with my window. But I usually don't eat breakfast unless it's Friday after we're done with the, like, no, not even Fridays because we eat with you. Yeah. So, like, it just depends. Like, but what messes up my schedule is, like, if someone invites me to go out to eat. Yeah. And so that one is what throws off my schedule. I don't know if that's new. But right now I think I got to figure it out. If I can eat from 11 to 7. That's perfect. Yeah. And I told my wife, I'm like, if you can just help me, because she makes dinner, I'm like, if you can just help me for not doing dinner at 10 o'clock at night, that'd be awesome. Yeah. And then, basically drinking water. I realized how much water I don't drink. Yeah, that's huge. Now we're hydrated. I'm down 17 pounds.
Pen the camera down. What
it doesn't say anything you can't drink about. Oh, and the cool thing is the app. Have you seen the app? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. So it's pretty cool because you just pay, I think, like $30 for 3 months or some shit like that. But it just tracks everything, and then you just take a picture of your food, and then it just logs it in for you, and then it tells you how much water, how many steps, things like that. Yeah. And it's great to see because it shows you like how long you've fasted for. So like right now I've fasted for 15 hours and 32 minutes, and this is I feel like it's one of those if you're committed, it'll work, and if you're honest, it'll be work. But you're only cheating yourself if you're not being honest. So we're going to try that. I told my wife I'm going to try to fast the intermediate fast all through Lent, minimum, and then see if I can pick that up as a habit. So I have until Easter to see what effects it does.
That's awesome.
Because I plateaued. Like from when we last did the challenge, I just plateaued. Maybe I went up a little bit when I went to Guatemala, but then I went back down. Yeah. After I shot everything out of the United States food, not the Guatemala food. Yeah.
Go to the gym with us.
They go to, what was the gym you go to?
Gold and then Planet.
You have 2 memberships?
I had. I stopped using the Gold one.
Dude, I can't do the Planet Fitness, bro.
The only reason we do the Planet is because it's $20 for 2. That's a killer deal.
I don't know how much I'm paying at Golds.
You still paying?
Yeah, because it's a year commitment. You can't.
Bro, pass it over.
But you can't even bring anybody in because at Golds they have your picture. Like basically all they need is your social security number at that point.
Well, I mean.
And to add a guest is like $15 more.
Yeah, that's why me and Alex got the plan.
I want to go to that Fit One. Do you guys have a Fit One in Blackfoot? Mm-hmm. This one's just around the corner from my house, but they're the ones that are popping up locally. Yeah, those look pretty cool. But anywho, back onto the scheduled programming. We just veered off a little bit. What's cracking with you? What's up with the facial hair?
Yeah, I don't have a beard. Well, it's growing back. It's been a week now since I shaved. I got hired to essentially be a model for a photo shoot, and that was kind of cool to be able to do that. It was a lot of sitting and waiting until it was my turn to take photos, but it was at a place where they make fries, like Chick-fil-A fries and like all these different fries for people, and you just can't have facial hair, so I had to shave, which was.
Did they say why you couldn't have facial hair?
If I had facial hair, I had to wear like basically a hairnet for my face, like a mask type thing. And because it's a modeling shoot, they want to see your face. So, it was cool though. I got paid, and it was crazy to think like how much they were paying me to just do that. But, I'm doing commercials and photo shoots now apparently, and I just keep saying yes to them, I guess.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, from the last talk we had, we finally pulled the trigger after your persuasion.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like I that cosmic timing thing that you said stuck into my head, and hopefully, allegedly, it says it's going to be here today, which it should everything be here today because fucking B&H promotes 2-day shipping.
Yeah.
But they were closed for Sabbath, and right now they're closed for another holiday from Monday to Wednesday. So like the time frame that I had was very little, and they opened like at 9, I think, or 10. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating sometimes because like they're the biggest camera company in the world, like the store, and they're always closed.
Yeah.
And you can't check out, you can't do anything. Like it's just like shut down. So, but anyways, we pulled the trigger. But we pulled the trigger and more. Like
I already got a boomstick.
We had a boom pole.
Damn.
We went all out, man. Like we got we were able to get a broadcasting grade tripod. Like I don't know what that means, but it sounded cool as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Because we have these ones and they're cheap, but I think it goes back to the concept is like you pull up in a brand new truck, there's like that mindset, like, oh, this guy knows what he's, even though it doesn't, I know it doesn't, but it does help. And I think we definitely want to push our limits this year. And so the commercial is one thing I want to start practicing now. Like I know it might be overkill to film a house with this type of equipment, but
no such thing as practice.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my wife. She's like, well, do you really need it right now? I'm like, no, we don't need it. And I'm like, do we need anything? Like, no, we could get by. Like right now I've been seeing people like doing their social media, which is nothing wrong, but they're hiring someone to do it with their phone. And so I was like, God damn. So
that's diabolical.
Yeah. So that's where the standards are at, right? But we don't want to be everybody. We want to be beyond average. So I think practicing with the cameras, the audio, the boom pole, because everything has a science. And so we would joke around that you'll be our director. And I think that would be awesome to get to the point that you're like, hey, bro, instead of going to be in the shoot, do you mind being behind the scenes of the shoot? And then we can pay you. And so, like,
damn, I'm even gonna get paid for this.
Yeah. In the future. Right now, we're balling on a budget. Right? We spend all the money on the. We did get him a little gift also.
Gator boots with a pimped out Gucci suit. Y'all remember that song? Ain't got no job, but I stay fly. That's what this is.
Sorry, I've never heard that song.
Yeah, damn, you guys are.
But okay, how does it feels great on this end. Like Adrian just hopped on. And I think like for him just realizing that actually what I do day to day, but from you, like it's been almost 2 years. Like what do you see? What do you see from us?
Progression. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing that I think anybody should see in any business is like the equipment's getting better, the crew's getting larger, you know what I mean? The actual content that you're putting out is just better quality, and I think you're seeing your competition where you, and I don't even want to say where you were because you would have never dared to. If you're taking someone's money, you're not going to do something on a phone. You know what I mean? And I get it. There's people out there that just whatever they can do to get paid is great. But I think the biggest thing with you is I know that, when I pay you, and I don't know how much I pay you compared to everybody else, but like it's like I know it's going towards quality and thoughtfulness. Like you don't just want to say, let me film this. Like you want to make it look good, and I think for me, that's important because I'm seeing your passion turn from a hobby to something that you kind of love to do to now like you're progressing towards where you want to be, and I think that's huge. No, I'm excited. It's cool. And again, I think you're still probably another hire. Like it wouldn't surprise me if you have a third person, that you hire on, that you bring on because, again, it's the difference between if you want a hamburger, do you want to go get a cheeseburger at McDonald's or do you want to go, get something, better quality that you're going to actually like, and I think, that's what it's been like watching you. And again, I have a different perspective because I feel like I keep pushing you to keep taking more jumps and leaps. But now you got a little brother that's kind of doing it too that sees it. Yeah. So I think, sky's the limit with you guys, and it's exciting to kind of be a part of it.
We're stoked. We're actually finishing our basement right now because we don't have an office, so we just work out of my basement. Well, I used to work out of my master, so my bed and then my desk. So I moved downstairs because Adrian. That would have been weird waking up and having Adrian type away right next to me. But now we're finishing it because of the goal is to have somewhere we can both work, and then the next step is to build it enough to that we can have, like, either hopefully buy a building that we can move into or just rent somewhere that we can have another person add on, because I think we have a huge potential.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exciting. So hopefully by the next episode you guys see us. I have already been able to shoot. So everything should be here by before Friday, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
So we'll be able to test it out with you this weekend.
Shoot. And do you guys remember where I told you confidence comes from?
I don't remember this part.
It comes from preparation. It comes from practice.
Oh, yes.
So the more you practice with that, the more confident you'll be when it's time to.
He actually had his meeting after you talked to us about. He had his meeting yesterday, and he said it went really well.
It went really, really well. Well, they're like, we wouldn't be your biggest clients because we already have an in-house lab, but we'd love to support you. And I think that to me was a win. Just like the way I presented myself, I practiced it all, and it went really solid.
Like yeah.
So
that's what it's about.
We're figuring stuff out.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And I think it goes to show that you don't have to have it all figured out before you jump, but as long as your goal is to get it, to get there, and then eventually, like, you're getting the best learning curve, which is experience, and you're doing it. And I think the fact that you're constantly trying to get better, where most people would get complacent. I know a lot of people that would talk themselves out of buying that camera, right? And but you're not getting complacent, which is really cool to see. And I think you're seeing it now, where you're not now as a business owner, you're not just making revenue for yourself, but more than you were when you were a full-time employee somewhere else.
Yeah.
But now you're making enough revenue to, put somebody else on there.
I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and it's the coolest thing in the world. And that's where I think being a job creator, an entrepreneur, why I think we live in the greatest country in the world is because, like, it just takes that dream, that vision, and before you know it, 5 years from now, we might be talking about 10 different people that you now make a living for. But I think as a business owner, your dream has to be big enough to fit other people's dreams inside. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Remember that Caleb dude that we talked about that has his podcast? He was talking about, like, in an episode, he went on someone else's podcast, and he was like, he's like, I had an interview with this YouTuber, and I was going to run his podcast, and he turned me down. He's like, you know what, let's just start our own thing. And then he's like, after taxes and everything, he's like, all my employees are making 6 figures at the end of the year. Yeah. He has like 8 employees, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, his podcast is insane. It's a financial audit. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I haven't. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of taxes, all those things you're doing with your basement for your business, that percentage that you're using for your business of your house, all of a sudden you can write off that percentage of your housing expenses, which is nice.
We're coating it with gold floors in that room only. Only when the IRS sees what the fuck, what's going on here, it's all golded floors.
Yeah.
Wink. No, yeah, I think what we talked with my wife is she's kind of me myself. I personally think I function better under pressure and not stress. Like, I am bad at stress, which I'm trying to get better, but I think I perform better when pressure's on me, and maybe it's a fucked up way to think, but I feel like if I put myself in situations like I mentioned to you the day, like, I hesitated on buying this camera earlier this month because we're doing the basement, because the first time in my life in a long time, I haven't felt like that pressure, like living paycheck to paycheck. And it is stressful now because, not stressful, but a little bit more scary because now it's not just me. Now I have to think about, like, my biggest thing was, like, I want to make sure that he gets paid because that's his only source of income. And so, like, he needs to get paid. And so that's one more thing. And then it's just one of those feelings that you're like, fuck, seeing this money go out is not so much that fun.
Yeah.
But like you said, like, cosmic timing, that feeling that I felt when I saw that and I fell in love and I was able to return the other one to buy this one, it was just like, the timing is like, it's meant to be. And so the reason why we pulled the trigger on even more stuff is just because of the same thing. Like, like when you told us about practicing, there's no better way to practice. Like, why am I going to wait for my first client to do a commercial shoot if I can been practicing for a long time?
Yeah.
And even if I don't get hired for it, like, we'll be able to do it. And I think going with you that one day behind the scenes has changed the way I see a lot of things in my business.
Yeah.
And be like, wow, you don't have to be the loudest in the room to be one of the best. And I kind of like that. And I kind of like the whole subtle move, like not in silence, but I think work speaks for itself. And maybe I won't have a good pitch polished, but I hope my work shows and my passion shows. And I feel like when I sit with something, hopefully they can feel the same. I can resonate that I'm like, look, I'm very passionate for what I do. I may not be the best in the state, but I will be one day. And if you're willing to stick with me, I'll improve. And so there's little things. And I know my business is not perfect now, but I feel like I've been consistent enough so many days that it's worked.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a big key right now is, just we're consistent every day. Editing has not been more of a drain, even though we have a massive backlog, but we're working on it. We're chipping at it little by day instead of just looking at it and be like, damn, there's no way I can get this done. And so we're just figuring out business. He asked me the other day, he's like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, well, I didn't know what to do either, but we just, you look for things. Like you gave us great advice the other day that it was like, I mean, where else could we have pulled it from? And so that helps a lot. And that helped him prepare for his meeting. So we love it. We love everything about it. And hopefully it keeps going.
I mean, I still remember the look in your eyes when you saw that camera. Like, I imagine that's what I would look like if I ran into like Sydney Sweeney or Jessica Alba. You know what I mean? It was just like, damn, this guy's like, yeah, it was like, shit, he's into this. So, but I think even stuff like that is cool because it was just a spur of the moment. Hey, you just want to come shoot this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, little things like that. And I think in life, we get that a lot, right? Like we just have these moments where we have opportunities to see something that we wouldn't have seen, or, you know, take action on something that we normally wouldn't take action on. And it can definitely be a,
you know, and it was even crazier that it was beyond that. It was beyond just falling in love with the camera, which, by the way, my industry sucks because nobody shares the same passion. Like I get so excited. I'm watching YouTube videos and I'm stoked and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, but that's okay. Like not everybody has to give a fuck. But I like how you can see that through like you can see that my looks and you can see how passionate I am. Yeah. Like not everybody. He understands it a little bit. Yeah. But it was a great meeting and the connection that you got us. Like those people share the same like spark.
Yeah.
As I do, and hopefully Adrian eventually, because he likes it too. He understands some of it, but the connection, the timing, everything. I feel like one thing I do wish I could do myself is try to go to all these different things. Like, don't hold back. Like if you're in prom, you're going to prom and you don't want to go, you should go. You know, if you're going to that soccer game and you're like, you don't know if you should go. If you're planning on a vacation, you should go, because I mean, this was sporadic and it changed. Like, it may not seem like it, but it changed a lot of my path of my business, like, and my passion. Like, that's sparked something even bigger, because, like, damn, I can make it to something like this one day. So I hope more people are like that instead of just holding back. And I think that's my biggest thing. Like, you hold back and you're just like, nah, I don't want to do that. So hopefully. Damn, I should probably take my advice home.
Yeah, I like it. We got to record this episode, you know? Yeah, no, I think that's exciting. I think holding back is a major reason why we don't always accomplish what we want to. And I feel like myself, I've been holding back since my sister died. So yesterday, the March 2nd, was like a year since my mom passed, you know? So when you lose someone, going through like the first of everything is hard. Like my first birthday without my mom was literally my entire life. I've always had my mom for my birthday, right? Even the day I was born. So not having her there for that, and, you know, her birthday and Mother's Day and all these different things, right? It's hard. But I almost feel like I told my wife, I was like, I feel like I'm ready to go again, because, like, I'm not waiting for someone to die anymore. You know, I'm not waiting for a terminal illness to take someone I love. First year's over now. So now it's like, this is my life now. So I have two options. I can stay where I have been, or I can go. And I don't want to hold back. I'm 40. I got a lot of life left ahead of me, and I'm excited to see what I can create with it. And I got a lot of cool opportunities and things coming up. So I'm excited to 12 months from now, it's going to, like, can you imagine what this is going to sound like? It's going to be so different.
Insane,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome seeing everybody progress. I think I feel like a lot of times I get told like you just got to watch out who you're around with, and I think like I've surrounded myself with a lot of like great people, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody that's trying to like work towards some goal, and that does mold you into a different type of people.
Yeah.
And I know everybody says it, but like just hanging around with the people you want to be like, and you'll become one of them. And so, and that could be good or bad, but definitely it is true. So.
It's very true. You become the average of the 5 people that you constantly hang around with. Yeah. That's why I don't hang around a lot of people. You know what I mean? It seems like the people I hang out with are doing something. I can't stand hanging around people that just talk about other people. I don't want to be around those people. You know what I mean? I just want to do things.
Everybody at home.
Dodging bullets.
Yeah. Just kidding. Yeah. We're joking. Yeah, it's a great. I feel it's gonna be a good year. I mean, it's like everything. It's been kind of like you said. If it's not thing, it's one thing or another. But also, I feel like that's life. You know.
Yeah.
Life is not gonna change, and if you have that mentality, like, why is life doing this to me? I think that's hard. I think it's more like, okay, how do I handle this situation? Because this is the cards I was dealt with. Like.
Yeah. And you got to quit waiting for other people to help you. You got to quit blaming other people for your situation. Yeah. You just got to take action. Speaking of action, my subdivision passed.
Oh, hell yeah.
The meeting.
I did want to talk about that.
Yeah.
And then the title of this video is going to be...
Sex. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Local man... Oh, no. Small town outrage for local development.
Yeah, it's wild. And I don't know if it's necessarily like there's a couple people that are like just pissed. Like, and I'm starting to see like how people can go from like pissed to like all of a sudden just completely making shit up.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, wow, like slow down a little bit, you know, it's wild. But being a local developer that's involved in like the local pages of my town and city and stuff, it's like I want to be able to respond in a respectful manner and actually put facts out. But sometimes facts don't work for everybody. But I can kind of see how like I had a lady talk about how we were writing her addresses down. And like everybody that was opposing it, we were writing their addresses down. And I'm sitting there thinking like, how do people come up with that? Like I'm sitting there. So it was me and Quincy, which we have no reason to write anybody's addresses down. And then my engineers, who was going to do the final rebuttal at the end. So he'd like write down points that people were making and then write down what he was going to say, you know? So it's crazy to like actually be there and like see what's happening, but then to like walk away with people like, yeah, they're intimidating all these people how are they getting to all these people? And I was like, and if you actually know who I am, I feel like I'm probably one of the least intimidating. I'd love to say like I'm tough and I scare people.
He's a ladies' man.
Ladies' man, hey now.
Oh yeah, we can't say that anymore.
But no, I mean for me, it's just like I tend to try to just be cordial and try to be reasonable, but you can't reason with everybody.
I think it's just like lack of knowledge, you know, lack of not knowing, and people feel intimidated. I feel because of that, and I feel like I've caught myself being upset over things because I did not understand what truly was going on.
Yeah,
and I think in a simple fact like that, it's easier to understand something like that because, like, look, if your only reason is why you're pissed is because you don't want that shit in front of your house, like, okay, I get that, but that it literally extends just as far to that. Yeah. You're just pissed and you don't like it, and you don't have to like it, you know. You can't, and this is my biggest thing. It's hard to side with people with disagreements because I feel like a lot of people pick and choose what they want to. So okay, you want your First Amendment rights to speak about what I'm doing wrong, but I can't even build on my own property, you know? Yeah. So let's see how that contradicts. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. Is just like, I understand, like, for me, I didn't go to college, but I don't think education should limit to how much you've gone to, like, just to school and paid for school. Like, I know some dumb people that have bachelors.
Yeah.
But I also know some of the smartest people that don't, you know? So I think that's one of the biggest things is just, like, you have to understand the situation. In your case, is just you don't like my shit going up. That's basically it. Yeah. I feel like we all get it, right? We look at Idaho Falls and Ammon, and I mean, I still remember 10 plus years ago, like it was pretty easy to move around and traffic wasn't bad. But then you think about other big cities, like our traffic is light. It's nice and cruisy, which is okay. And we want the stores, we want the places to go do stuff, but we don't want the traffic. So like we have to compromise. And I feel like that is one of those things that you're like, what about I see a lot in the car industry, racetracks being there since God knows when. These developments come in and build these hundreds of homes around it, and then the homeowners try to get the racetrack to shut down. You're like, guys, when you bought the house, did you not think that the fucking racetrack was going to be loud?
Yeah.
Like, same thing when Reed's Dairy, like, all those houses where they used to have the cows, it smell like shit all summer.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know it's going to smell like shit. Why the fuck are you buying the house? Like, you're not going to complain because they've been there before you even decided to move in. And so, yeah.
Yeah. It's always interesting to me because I'm hearing in a lot, like, we're trying to protect their land. They're trying to protect their land or their property, you know, and at the end of the day for us, like, and keep in mind, it was a pasture inside of the city surrounded by homes, right? Yeah. And people want to keep it a pasture, and they want that, you know. And for me, it's like, well, we purchased the land. At that point, we have property rights now, and if we're doing what our zoning allows us to do, I mean, the government shouldn't tell us that we can't do what we want with our land as long as we're following ordinances. Yeah. The neighbors, I mean, a public hearing, it's not a voting ballot. It's not a voting initiative where people can vote. I mean, somebody said, look, there's 2 of them or 4 of them and then more of us that oppose it. Well, that's how a public hearing works. You know, like everybody can speak and say what they want, but it doesn't mean they get to tell their neighbor what they're going to do with their land as long as the neighbor is following ordinances. There was a funny, you know, so there's a Department of Environmental Quality. Their job is to just chime in on certain things, you know. They were worried because we had a small corner of our lot as a storm retention system, and that's where all the water was going to go. Well, they were a little concerned about it because the landfill's next to it. Our storm retention system was on the west side. All of the landfill trash is on the east side of the property. So they sent a letter just saying that. They tabled our meeting because of that letter. So we went to meet with them. Together, everybody reviewed the environmental studies. And then they were like, wait, is this flood irrigated? And we're like, yeah, currently the 18 acres are flood irrigated. And they're like, well, there's going to be less water coming in if they stop flood irrigating it. And there's just a small corner where stormwater from rain, right? So instead of having water come in every week from the canal that, you know, flood irrigates 18 acres, we're talking about a small corner with rain. So like it actually, they're like, well, yeah, this mathematically brings significantly less water. So like, but like now all of a sudden people are saying like, we just made a quick phone call and then they changed their mind. It's like, these are like actual departments. Like it doesn't work that way. Like, oh yeah, it's Elias. He just said it's fine. You know, like they don't do that. And I wish I had the power to do that, you know, but it's interesting. The reality is like, 70% of cities across the nation are zoned for single family only. So they make it hard for their own citizens. What people don't realize is a city needs to operate somewhat like a business. If you don't want your taxes to go up, you want apartment complexes to go up, because what that does is it brings in more revenue per acre to the city. And that's what helps pay for your infrastructure, for your water, for all these things that we want as a city. But at the same time, if we're naturally trying to say, not in my backyard, it's like, well, your backyard has a line and my property is not your backyard. You know what I mean? So it's tricky. I understand why, but for me, being in the industry, and again, like we probably took a $2.5 million hit in value on our property just by adjusting it to what we thought was the happy medium, where most developers will come in and maximize everything because they're trying to like, but being a developer that lives there, that goes to Tommy Vaughn's, that goes to Roop's, that goes to Mirador, that shops at Kessler's and Walmart, it's like, I want to try to kind of listen. But even when you do listen and take into account what people say and you adjust your own thing, it doesn't matter. So I think that was a lesson learned for me, that like whether I was putting in 148 or 262, if I was going to get the same reaction, I might as well just make an extra few $1 million while I'm doing it,
Might as well.
I was about to say, it's because you do it this time, you do it again, people are not going to remember the first time.
Yeah.
So that story that you talk about, how the city should operate more of business. In Sarasota County in Florida, there's a YouTuber that he has about 100 acres, I believe, and he stopped it from being developed. And so the way that the city's retaliating towards him is been increasing his property taxes insanely. They went from like 20,000 because it's zoned for commercials, so their complexes were supposed to go in there. And so he just didn't. He just kept it as land to preserve. And so they bumped last year to 47,000. And there's a 10% cap where they can't bump it that much every year, but I guess for them didn't matter. And then this year was almost 100,000 in property taxes.
Yeah.
And because the county is missing out on so much money because it didn't get developed as I don't know what is it, commercial housing. So so it's like it's a huge thing that's going on right now on the opposite end of someone that's not developing land, but they're getting penalized because they're not.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how that it turns out. I'm sure there's a lot of legal stuff that shouldn't be doing there, but I think it's great what you're doing because I think Blackfoot does need stuff like that. Like Blackfoot is not big. It really isn't. Like it's very small, and I feel like you still have a big enough space from Blackfoot to Pocatello, from Blackfoot to Shelley or Idaho Falls. So it's not like there's like, oh yeah, you can just, and there's so much develop. I would understand if people are like, I mean, man, whatever side of the bridge you go on, there's like fields and fields. Like you have so much agriculture. Yeah. Especially wouldn't that be the best place to build inside the city?
Yeah, infill, especially with the Idaho laws that they made annexation harder to grow from to outside. You have to start growing from the inside, and I think that's important. And the reality is, like some people say, we don't have a housing issue, we have a wage issue. Well, if we ever want to attract companies that are going to pay competitive wages, we need to have the housing first. So and there's a few other things that I'm working on that I hope I want our city to be vibrant and to have a lot of things that our kids can do, that adults can do, so we can stay local to do these things. And that's going to take development, and it's going to take a little bit of change. But for me, what a lot of cities in the state of Idaho have lost is an affordable entry point where somebody can come in as a new first-time home buyer, buy something, own something, and then gain equity on it. A single-family home, like some of these houses that we're filming, like they're up in the 370s, 380s, that's...
Which is crazy for Blackfoot, right? Like, I don't know. Is it crazy? I think they're a little, like, on the higher end. Like,
well, that last one we filmed in Riverside, I mean, that we got more than what we were listed at. You know what I mean? So it's like the demand is very high. And...
Do you think a development like this going in is going to decrease the prices of homes?
It's going to increase. It's going to satisfy the demand that's there, because there's so we're going to be pricing these under the median single family price. So it's going to bring appetite for people that are looking for something brand new. Will it bring the prices down of homes more? I think it's going to add supply. The reality is we're so backed up that you almost need like 3 of these to go in. So then there's more supply than there is demand. But because it's one, you can't build them all at once, right? I think they're going to get bought as they get built. So, but I think it's going to help those that can't buy or find what they're looking for right now in order to purchase. So it's going to just bring more options that are priced under. So will it help? I think it's going to help add supply. What it does to the pricing, it's so hard to tell because like interest rates could go up in 12 months and things will stay stagnant. If they go down, things are going to explode. So, and then we still can't keep up with supply at that point. Like we're so far behind in supply that like we have to continue to, I mean, we could build these out in 5 years and I'm sure they would all sell.
That's
so,
awesome. I'm excited to see what that turns out too. Like I've never met someone that, oh yeah, we're doing the development. So I'd love to see how that turns out. So you'll have to keep us updated on that.
Yeah, and that's where for me it's crazy to be here now, because for the longest time I watched and learned a lot of people that did it, and now I'm just like, I want to try it. And it's cool because like the street names, right? I have Maya, Noah, Jacoby, and Joey Street in there, right?
That's
I have
awesome.
My sister that passed away, her name on there. My wife's uncle that passed away when she was like in second grade, his name's a street name. So like when you're developing, it's like, it's for the city, but also like it's cool to be able to like, one day I hope my kids take their grandkids there and say, hey, this is what your great grandpa did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of cool.
You should have done Trejo Street.
I think that's going to be for one of my other developments coming out. Remember, I got to make Trejo Tower in gold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Trump Tower, Trejo Tower.
Yeah. And to me, like, it's cool that, like, it's someone from my background that's doing something like this, you know? And I couldn't have done it without, you know, help from mentors, family. You know, my father-in-law is a big mentor of mine, you know what I mean? And it's just
I'd
cool.
love to have Steve on the pod. Steve, if you're watching this,
yeah.
Steve's awesome.
But it's just cool to like just be able to kind of be a part of it. And then one day I hope to do one that's on my own, you know, which is really cool.
That'd be awesome. Hell yeah. Well, we're not cutting it short today, but someone had to do an oil change in the morning.
That's my bad.
And then someone had decided to take a piss this morning, so I was the only one on time this morning, guys.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just kidding, but I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I know next episode, hopefully we take a little longer because there's a lot of shit going on right now in the world that I feel like we need to touch on. And
Iran.
we'll see. Yeah.
Iran.
So we'll see how that plays out literally in a week. We'll see what it happens in a week. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for having you guys on my... I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, but yeah. Any last words of...
No, I just appreciate you guys. It's fun to see you guys do your thing, and excited to find something to do on Friday. So
yeah, hell yeah. Adrian, close it out for us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
I'm gonna let it play longer, so it's just awkward at the end after recorded.
Give it to me.